I'm not telling you to go against Enderoth's orders, but this talk of killing the Kamanatong boss troubles me. Violence should not be our way, but I guess we will cross the bridge when we come to it. Let's talk about jobs.
Yeah, I mean, under most circumstances, I would agree, and I love the idea of the Thieves Guild not killing, but the Kamanatong really fucked us over, and in general, who better to kill than Kamanatong, really, right? They're really bad. They're so fucking bad. Shei, before I joined, I've killed plenty of them. I'm sorry. I can't get enough of killing them, honestly. I love killing them. When we had last left the Nerevarine, they were tasked by none other than Three Eyes to make a very special delivery and pickup. Indeed, they were to drop off a strange but very valuable and historically important executioner's axe to none other than Vendici Manor. It was there that the lord of the manor, something Vendici, was having on full display a slew of mediocre but many weapons. And it was there that they met with his manservant and proceeded to hand it over and get 25,000 septums in return. Perhaps more was going on here and more was being said than met the eye. However, now it was time to return back to Three Eyes. This is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Tamriel Rebuilt. This is Morrowind Mondays. Welcome back. Zoop. Let us head on out. And yeah, if not for the fact that they ordered the executioner's axe, I would be, and maybe it still is, but I would be inclined to think that that is meant to be symbolic in some way. You know? That, the axe is coming down. You know, maybe you should just be there. Yeah, maybe you should just be there. I could flick the door and get you out of there, but maybe you should be there. Okay, let us get on out of here. Good.
What do you want?
Still seemingly nothing of import going on out here. Okay, yeah, we should just deliver it to Three Eyes. Alright, let's pin our map. It should be, yeah, right down here. Lovely. I'm so eager to see how all of this plays out because so far the setup has been amazing. Whoa, what is this place? Vosny Manor Chambers. They have a little place here to, like, bathe on the balcony? Huh. Is that what this is for? Or maybe washing clothes? Maybe. Okay. Down this way. Oh dear. Okay. Great. Up in this way, and hey, Three Eyes.
Summoned by another. Questions again.
We are glad to see you, Lyle Schnub. You delivered Thoricles' Bane to Vermilius Vendici, right?
I did.
We trust that you have returned with the money, yes?
Yes, here's the receipt and the 25,000 septums. Lie, I was given 15,000 septums for the axe. Never mind, that is wild that you can lie here. I would never lie here, not to Three Eyes. Here's the 25,000.
Very good, very good. You may keep 10% of the price, 2,500 drakes. We thank you for acting like a professional. We will call upon you later, should we have jobs to offer. Safe travels, friend.
Huh. I wonder if this was also Three Eyes doing a test for us to see how well off, like how kindly this new Thieves Guild is. I'm so curious about so much of this. Alright. Do you have anything else to say about the axe?
We are glad to be rid of the axe. The bane of Thoricles is rotten. It has been used for violent things, and so violence is its nature. We wonder how long it will stay contained in Vermilius Vendici's gallery.
Oh. Huh. I wonder if there will be a formal job to get it back. Or if Three Eyes is implying something else here. Jobs?
We will call upon you later. You should go back to Baswangsav.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I think they're letting on way more, or they're not letting on nearly as much as they know. You know, I think Three Eyes is super duper clued into the entire situation, but because they're just one individual, you know, they need to see who they can align themselves with and who they can set up for a sort of friend of my friend or enemy of my enemy is my friend situation. You know, they're just trying to be very careful about all this, which fair enough considering the history of the Kamanatong and the Thieves Guild. Okay, over here. Three Eyes let me keep 2,500 septims of the sum paid by Vermilius Vendici. They thanked me for acting like a professional. Okay. Sure. I'm very curious how it would go if we lied. Right? And weren't professional. You know, we didn't have honor among thieves. Any new developments here? I'll take a Shego shelf. Can I eat one? Gives me night eye. Okay, sure. Cool. I'm just gonna take them all. Chameleon is really good to have.
Here? How may we help?
Okay. Bluefoot. What does Bluefoot do? Water walking. Huh. Okay. You know what? I feel bad about taking them already. They look so nice. Right. Should I quick load and not take them? Oh, man. Okay. I'm just not going to take any more. I feel like an asshole now. It was beautiful. And now here I am eating it. Okay. Oh my god, my eyes. Oh.
Welcome, friend. I feel as though...
Hey, Marug.
Your actions
Anything new?
show promise. What do you
Nope.
want?
Nothing new. What about you, Realmus? Anything new? Oh, what do you know about Vermilius Vendici?
Rich bastard. If there was any justice in the world, we'd drag him and all his bloated ilk out of their fancy manners, hang them high, and give their gold to the common folk. But I hear he's offering us odd jobs now, so maybe we'll leave him alone. For now.
Dude, Rowdy Realmus fucking rocks, dude. Hell yes. Tattara? Anything new? No. Okay. Let's head on back here. Great.
No,
Hey there.
that's not it.
You're back, Wedier. I've got exciting news. I've just received a letter from Endoroth. The mastermind of Blacklight has seen it fit to promote me. I'm now a ringleader of the guild. I now have the authority to grant you advancement beyond the rank of operative, should you meet the requirements. And that's not all. Endoroth's got a special job for you.
Oh, okay. Do I meet the requirements? Huh, I'm a footpad. Huh, I'm a black cap. Huh, I'm an operative. Okay. We still need to do more jobs. Okay, great. Let's see. How about regular jobs?
I've got new orders from Endoroth. He has a special job just for you.
Special job.
I don't know what the job is. You see, Enderoth's orders are enclosed in a separate sealed note for your eyes only. Read it. See what he has to say.
Okay, what else do you have to say?
Read the letter from Enderoth.
Okay, I will. Let's see here. Lyle Schnub, you're clearly a person who gets things done. So, this letter is for you specifically. I commend you on the job so far. You're starting to kick up dust in Andothren. So, I believe it's only a matter of time before you draw out the as of yet unknown Kamanatong boss who ordered the massacre at the Dusky Alit Inn. When you find that individual, I want you to kill them. Disclose these orders with the others if you see it fit. Enderoth. Huh. Is it going to be a huge twist as to who it is then? If they're making such a big deal of it here? Is it going to be a big reveal as to who that person may be? Okay. Because, I mean, implicitly I thought that we would just kill him, right? Okay, well let's tell everyone.
Have you read the letter about the special job?
I have.
I don't know if it's all right for me to ask, but would you mind telling me what orders Enderoth gave you? I know the letter was just for you, but I think that, we are all friends and colleagues, aren't we? We should trust each other.
Yeah, I feel like we should. I mean, if you betray my trust, then that's on you, right? You've given me no reason to distrust you. Same goes for anyone. If anything, everyone here has only given me more reason to trust them. Which perhaps is reason enough to not trust anyone here at all now. He wants me to kill the Kamanatong boss. I'd rather keep the orders a secret. Let me think. He wants me to kill the Kamanatong boss.
Oh dear, that troubles me. I understand that there are some who would want retribution for the massacre at the Dusky Alit, but this goes against the words of Arnie the Scrib. Killing people is bad business. That's what it says in the Honor Among Thieves. We're not supposed to be murderers, are we? This talk of killing and murder, I don't think that's right.
Huh. I mean, you're right, but they killed us first. They started it. I'll hear you out, though. Can we ask about all of these things? Massacre? It doesn't look like that's new. Fuck it, let's say it anyway. Huh. Massacre at the Dusky Alit.
Oh dear, this isn't a story I'm glad to tell you. You see, we used to have this cozy little place called the Dusky Alit. It was hit by the Kamanatong. No one was spared. That awful bloodbath marked the end of the gang war in Andothren. To prevent further destruction, Arnie the Scrib, our old master thief, called for a meeting with the Tong bosses and made a pact of truce with them. We withdrew from Andothren and the Tong took over the town, including the inn. They call it the Council Club nowadays.
Huh. What if Arnie the Scrib is the guy? What if Arnie the Scrib is, like, the one who compromised us all? What if Arnie the Scrib is that fucking dude who accepted, right, his manservant, what's his fucking name, back at the manor? What if that's Arnie the Scrib?
He used to be the master thief, but the terms of the truce with the Kamanatong dictated that he had to retire and go into exile. I don't know where he is now.
We have someone with a mysterious background who seems very shifty and shady. We have someone who we have the entirety of their background, but no current. Nothing current on them. Sounds like that might be him. Sounds like that might be the fucking guy. Okay. Killing and murder.
I'm not telling you to go against Enderoth's orders, but this talk of killing the Kamanatong boss troubles me. Violence should not be our way, but I guess we will cross the bridge when we come to it. Let's talk about jobs.
Yeah, I mean, under most circumstances, I would agree, and I love the idea of the Thieves Guild not killing, but the Kamanatong really fucked us over, and in general, who better to kill than Kamanatong, really, right? They're really bad. They're so fucking bad. Shei, before I joined, I've killed plenty of them. I'm sorry. I can't get enough of killing them, honestly. I love killing them. They might be some of my faves to kill. At least gotta be in the top 3. Okay. Special job. Okay. Is this the same that we had read earlier? No, it's different.
Master Enderoth has given you the order to kill the Kamanatong boss when you find them. I won't tell you to disobey him, but I don't think this is right. Killing and murder won't bring back those who died in the massacre at the Dusky Alit, and it goes against the words of Arnie the Scrib himself.
I agree. Yeah, it won't bring back those who died. I do love this wrinkle in everything, you know? I do love this take existing here, right? Huh. Okay. Jobs.
It's time we disrupt the illegal skooma trade.
Okay, illegal skooma trade.
Skooma trade is the most important source of income for the Kamanatong in Andothren. Disrupting the trade will loosen their grip on the city. Find out where they're getting the skooma and put an end to it. Talk to the other members. They might have ideas about where to start. And be careful out there, Lyle Schnub. After we do this, they're bound to realize that the Thieves Guild is back in town.
Okay. Look, I can ask you about killing and murder again. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it looped around. Sure. Yeah, I love that the take is there. Huh. Let's head on over this way. Let's see. Marug?
Yes, Lyle Schnub? Or should I call you boss?
Illegal skooma trade? What, do you know anything about this in the area?
Well, I'm afraid I won't be much use here, but seeing that skooma requires a relatively complex set of alchemical processes to manufacture, I would wager that the Kamanatong have a specialized alchemist in their employ who's familiar with such processes. A cook, so to speak. Without the cook, there won't be any skooma. So I suggest you find this person and remove them from the equation.
Oh my gosh. Do you think we're going to get a Breaking Bad fucking nod here? Oh my gosh. How can people help themselves but include a little nod to Breaking Bad? Right? For how many years have we had to endure this? You know? Which, to be clear, the concept of cooking drugs definitely existed beforehand, right? But I feel like, look, Morrowind has missed out on on some sweet-ass Breaking Bad references. What better a time to future-proof Morrowind to make sure it too has one? Okay.
Have my ear.
Let's
I
see.
see this land suits you.
Rowdy
We
Realmus.
welcome you freely, Outlander.
Welcome to the False Keys Bar. Sorry, you've heard this before. Do you want to hear what I have to say about the illegal skooma trade?
Yeah, I do, Rowdy Realmus, actually.
Well, you should talk to the local skooma fiends. The squatters outside the ruins seem to fit the bill, don't you think? There's also a bunch of skooma eaters in the abandoned guard tower down in the Western Wharf. Ask them who they get the stuff from. And you know, if we're really gonna step on the Tong's toes, this might be an opportune moment for us to take over the business.
Whoa, take over the business.
We gotta at least think about it, right? I mean, there's a lot of money in skooma. Ask the others what they think. I bet they'll tell you it's a good idea.
Huh. Oh my gosh, I love this. I bet there are some who won't be into it. Okay. Tattara. Whatever it is, it can wait. Remember the good offer you made when I joined the guild? It's time we talk about that, Lyle Schnub. Good offer. Remember when you convinced me to join the Thieves Guild? I told you I'd expect to be getting my fair share in the future. Well, the future is now, and the guild has made a decent amount of gold. I want my cut. 350 Drake seems reasonable, no? We both know I've earned it. Pay 350 septims. Okay. No. Do you really think you've earned it? Wait a moment. You did set us up with the traps. Right? And you are effectively hired muscle. We haven't had to use you, but that's kind of the point, right? You keep people like this on retainer, in a way, you know? Wait a moment. A moment? What are you going to do? Talk to Shei or something? Okay, but don't keep me waiting. Let's do a quick save, because I want to know if, good offer, if I can ask this without her getting mad, and to where I can still hand over 350 septims, or if this is like me committing to a route, because I'm very curious as to what she'll say. I would say, given the circumstances, I would totally pay, right? Like I said, it's good to keep people like this on retainer if we can afford it, and we can. But, just as well, I would really like to hear what she says. Do you really think you've earned it? I'm not a prideful gal, but I'm not keen on being belittled like that neither. Who told you about the illegal jink blades, huh? Who got the bear traps here? And who is it that got everyone's back when you're out on special missions? Me, that's who. I've earned every damn coin that I'm asking for. Be careful about what you say to me next, Lyle Schnub, or I will walk if I have to. Oh. Okay, I definitely would pay the money here, but I want to hear what she says if I say, I thought we were friends. I was starting to think so too, Lyle Schnub, but here we are. You seem to value me so little. Okay, I'm sorry, here's the money. Huh. Okay. Let's go on back. I want to give it to her immediately, though, like I said.
Welcome, friend.
Okay.
I feel as though I should know you.
Just as well. I forgot that she was the one who gave us the lead on the jink blades. Okay. Good offer. Yeah. I'll pay you, absolutely. Good. Thank you. Now back to the task at hand. Illegal skooma trade. Do you know anything about that in this area, too? A lot of the moon sugar that's used to make skooma is smuggled here, through the port of Andothren. Remember our old friend, Pogo Nophilis Luchter? Squeeze him. No doubt he knows something. Okay. Take over the business. Not a bad idea. Knock the Kamanatong out of the game, then take over what's left of their business. They will retaliate, of course. It's gonna be ugly. Huh. Okay. Marug, what do you think of taking it over?
I must confess, the idea makes me rather uncomfortable. Though I've not witnessed it personally, I know from the literature what skooma can do to a person. The bliss that it brings is only temporary, but the misery that follows lingers for a long, long time. I know that we're thieves. Must we become drug barons also?
Ooh, I love that.
You should find a healer.
I'm assuming Shei will be very much against it. I think this is the distinction that I would draw. And what I will draw here. I'm not even sure if we'll be given that much nuance here. I don't want to become a skooma dealer, right? Like, in truth, like, it is really fucked up and bad, right? It is so bad. I would be willing to deal in moon sugar, right? But skooma and, like, the history behind it, of who made it and for what purposes it was made and who it was utilized against, is super fucked up, right? For those who do not know the full history of skooma, I think we mentioned it several times throughout this playthrough even, but it was made, it's made of course from moon sugar, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments, but I believe the truth of it is that it was Dunmer who were interested in participating in the slave trade, who were interested in enslaving, like, for instance, Khajiit, who would have brought moon sugar to Morrowind and exposed people to moon sugar, because moon sugar is like a important hallucinogenic within their sort of religious culture and whatnot, right? Moon sugar incredibly important. Dunmer, looking to enslave them as well as others, went and distilled the moon sugar into something far more potent and far more addictive in order to placate, like, the various Khajiit, as well as others, right? Like Argonians, even Dunmer themselves, in order to enslave them, right? It was, like we had said before, not all too dissimilar from real-life situations, but that was the original impetus behind it. And thus, that's where I would draw the line at skooma, but I would be willing to deal in moon sugar, right? I think I would be okay with that. Anyway, I'm very curious to hear Shei's take on this.
Find a way to disrupt the illegal skooma trade in Andothren. Be careful, operative.
What do you think about taking over the skooma business?
Rowdy Rilmus thinks we should get into the skooma business? Oh dear, that sounds risky. But yes, it would be very profitable. No doubt Enderoth would approve of it.
Huh. How profit-driven is Enderoth?
Blessed we are.
Oh, man.
Like, how much does Enderoth consider, like, moral and ethics when it comes to thieving, you know? How much honor among thieves does this dude exhibit? Okay, let's quick save and heal, just in case we get interrupted. Yeah. Oh god, it's 2. Okay, let's swap to this. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Fuck off, please. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh my god, I nearly had him. Okay. Oh. Let's load that. Okay, let's get our... Yeah, let's actually bind that to my same key. Poison Thorn, inventory item, Daedric Spear. Great. Okay, and then let's rest until healed. Oh, We didn't have an attack that time. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's head on up here. Good. Over this way. Okay.
What do you want?
Bola Taloth. Let's see. Do you know anything about skooma in the area?
You have skooma on you. Will you please sell it to me? I don't have a lot of money, but please do me this one favor.
Illegal skooma trade.
What? You want to find where the skooma's coming from? I might know something, yeah, but can you spare a drake for me first?
Sure.
Yeah, you got a drake for me? Or maybe 5.
Here's 5.
Much obliged.
Okay. Tell me about where it is.
You want to talk to Lainu Manil. She's got connections. She's the publican of the Catcatcher's Corner Club, a skooma den, but not for people like me. It's a respectable place. You look kind of respectable. They might even let you in.
Oh. Incredible. And of course, remember, we could have driven these people away, right? Fantastic how it was set up to sort of indirectly reward us without our knowing, right? Of course, folks out here have addiction issues with skooma, right? At least this guy did, and knew of where we could get some of it potentially. If earlier we had chosen to drive them away, we would still have to go out and track down those other sources, right? Which, true enough, you end up getting to the Catcatcher's Corner Club either way, or maybe not, maybe you go somewhere else. But really cool how we have reactivity for prior decisions, right? Because we chose to keep them around here, right? We're trying to build this relationship on trust with everybody here.
Where is that?
We were able to ask them for, like, super duper cheap, and for hardly having to leave at all, you know? Okay, let's head on out. Let's see if I even remember where it's at. Oh, you know what? Let's go into our little house here and deposit Poison Thorn. Orblos. Okay. Oh, it will not fit. Well, fuck me. How about up top? Deposit that Orcish Dagger and Poison Thorn both. Okay, wonderful. So we have seen the Catcatcher's Corner Club before. But let's see if I even remember where it's at. I'm thinking I fucking don't. Honestly. I'm thinking I don't. Oh, there we are. Okay. Great. Okay. Over here. Good, good, good. And then over this way. Where's the front door at? Is this it? Yeah. Jeez, what a sign, huh? Okay. Hello.
How do you do?
Guilos.
How does it feel to be famous, Nervarine? I don't mean to be a bore. I know you hear it all the time. But you're a hero for sure. And if everyone keeps thanking you and making a big fuss, well, can you blame them?
Okay. What's up with the local economy?
Though the East Empire Company maintains a monopoly on the extraction of valuable native resources like ebony and glass, the close relationship between the company and Great House Hlalu means that the Hlalu can often get a cut of the profits. A lot of glass and ebony from Vardenfell flow through Andothren.
Okay. Bounty. Himwan and Ilicious. Should I pick up these bounties as I see them, or wait to come back? Let's think about this. You know what? Maybe I should be picking them up as I see them. Because what if I forget? Do I get a journal update just for picking it up? No. Okay. Sure. Should we read the bounty immediately? Does it spawn in the NPCs or are they still just out there? Let's see. Bounty notice. By the order of Genonia Melitus, Imperial Magistrate of Andothren, and under the authority of the Ruby Throne, let it be known that the criminals known as Himwan and Elicius are wanted dead for the crime of murder and suspected plotting of further acts. Reward is 300 septims. Report to Agranak, Gros du Mag at Andothren's Imperial Commission for more information. Okay. Let's see. Lenu Manil. This is the Catcatcher's Corner Club. We offer drinks and food. Take your pick. Tell me more about this place. You're here. Okay, well. Can I admire you in some way? Learn more here? What's your background? I'm Lenu Manil. I'm the publican of this corner club. Do you know anything about the Kamana Tong in the area? Oh. Yes, I do business with them. What of it? I'm hardly the only one in Andothren who does so. I love that that's the excuse, the absolution. Okay. Your trade? As a publican, I know the neighborhood and can tell you a thing or two about the local area and the local economy. I also am likely to have heard the latest rumors and am happy to share them with you in the spirit of fellowship. Okay, what do you know of the Skooma trade? Look, Lyle Schnub, I like you, but I'd rather not discuss the intricacies of this business with you. Besides, why are you asking? You're a member of the Thieves Guild or something? Member of the Thieves Guild? There's word on the street that the Thieves Guild are back in town, you see. They're making a move against the Kamana Tong. They'd have to be very brave to do so. I'm going to ask you directly. Are you a member of the guild? Huh. Oh, man. This is good. Oh my gosh. Should I tell this person that I'm in the guild? Huh. We know that they work with the Kamana Tong. We have zero leverage on them to get them to keep quiet. It may bite me in the ass, but I cannot tell them openly that I'm in the guild. I'm not. Yes, well, the rumors are probably just rumors. Unless they really dislike the Kamana Tong and being under them and doing business with them, that they would prefer the Thieves Guild back. That's another catch. That's something that's totally possible. However, I don't want to risk it. You know, I would rather find another way about getting our information. Okay, take over the business. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Go ahead.
What about you?
I'm
Numerous Mundarin.
Hello there, stranger. You're a fresh face, aren't you? Let old Numrus tell you a little secret.
Okay. What's the secret?
There's an underground lounge in this here establishment, but you'll need to sweet-talk Lenu to gain access to it, and by sweet-talking her, I mean you're gonna have to pay her gold.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about the local economy.
Cranberry is the most important agricultural product of this region. It's used to make Grief, the famous local brandy. Zavrethi Distillery, south of Andothren, is the largest producer of Grief in the area.
Good to know. What do you think of the town, Andothren?
Impressive place, isn't it? Ours is the third largest Hlalu city in Morrowind. Only Narcissus and Kraganmore rival its size.
Ooh. Do either of those even exist in the game yet? What do you think of abolitionists?
Western insolence will not get you far in Andothren, Outlander.
What do you think of the Thieves Guild?
It's unwise to mention them in Andothren, Outlander, even if there's rumors that they're making a comeback.
Okay, fair enough. Your background?
I'm Numrus Mundarin, cat catcher.
What's your trade? Ah, Cat Catcher's Corner Club. So the other, I forget what it was, but there was something a while back where something was referred to as Cat Catcher or whatever, right? Didn't I say that sounded like it would be like someone who hunted down escaped slaves? Like a reverse abolitionist or whatever? Did I not correctly clock what the fuck that was? And say that if that's what that is, that's a really great in-world name for that, right? And I'm not sure, maybe that exists elsewhere in the lore, and they're just sort of glomming onto that from some other place that I've forgotten, but that's really fucking good. Okay.
I'm a cat catcher, a cunning slave hunter. I employ various means of negotiation to secure leads and rewards for my work and use agility and stealth to track my prey. I'm skilled in non-lethal combat to overpower any resistance I might face. Outlanders and abolitionists, like the Twin Lamps, will undoubtedly call this line of work cruel, but as long as I get paid, I don't really care. It's a living.
Fuck, this is so fucking good. Oh my god. Holy shit. God, what a fucking piece of shit.
I better lay off the musty.
Man, I wonder how differently a lot of these quests play out. How much reactivity there is to your player's chosen race. Right? Because of course, in the core game, that hardly ever exists. It's, I think, if not 100%, probably like 95%, your character's race only comes into play as far as the disposition starting meter is concerned before you engage in the persuasion minigame, you know? Otherwise, it has no bearing on almost literally anything, I think, right? I'm trying to think. Maybe I'm just blanking on something big. But either way, there's so much opportunity here. I think it exists, right? I think it absolutely exists. I think we've seen some of it, right? Wherein, because we're Dunmer, we can get by with more shit than, like, if we were coming through here as an Argonian, as a Khajiit, we'd be met with far more resistance. And I'm curious if we were coming through as, like, a human, would we be met with a different kind of resistance? And as well, I wonder how orcs play into that, you know? Or other elves. Super duper interested in that. Okay. It almost makes me want to, like, for as much as I love playing as Dunmer characters, it almost makes me want to fucking play through as, like, a Khajiit or something, just to hear and see, like, the different kinds of reactivity, if there is any.
Outlander, but make it quick.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, over here. Worn chest. 50 gold. Yoink. Okay. Sure.
How are you?
We're going to have to pay our way down, right? Because if we sneak down, which we could very easily do, it's only a 20 level lock, we're not going to be able to fucking talk to anyone. But if we go under there under the guise of, like I said, we have the ability to approach this in a certain way. Because we're Dunmer, they're going to implicitly think that we could be an ally and be on their side.
There's someone
right?
watching me. I can tell.
Okay. Let's see, beds. We do have a special lounge downstairs, but it is reserved for special patrons. If you wish to become one and enter the lounge, you must pay a special fee of 50 drakes. Okay. The door is unlocked. Head downstairs and enjoy. And remember to be discreet, okay? We try to keep a low profile so as not to attract the wrong kind of crowd. Huh. What do you mean by that? What do you think she meant by that? Attract the wrong kind of crowd. What do you think she meant by that? Beds. Enjoy the special lounge downstairs. Fuck.
Speak, traveler.
This shit is so good, man. Holy fuck, I'm loving the fuck out of this. Okay. God, I hope we can fuck them over so bad. God, I want to fucking, like, annihilate these people. I'm sorry, Shei. I'm sorry. I can't go the pacifist route, right? Which, true enough, what I like as well about that little dilemma, which I'm sure will come up later, in spaces like this, there is absolutely degrees of division about how best to handle that, right? There are absolutely, in groups such as this, people who are like Shei and are like, yeah, it's a vicious cycle. We shouldn't do this. It's not going to bring anyone back or whatever. I'm very much aligned with like a pacifist mode of thought about how to do this. We need to press forward and think about this. There's no sense in seeking out and getting revenge. And then there's people like me who are like, wow, someone should probably kill these people. Okay. Wow, fuck me, look at this. Okay. Should we just start from the left and work our way?
I can spare a few moments, if you care to talk.
Olmu Erathi. Welcome to our special lounge, dear patron. Please find a free hammock and relax in, and let your worries melt away. Can I actually talk to you? Oh my gosh. I opened up the pickpocket menu because you're passed out. Okay. Of course. Oh my god! Holy shit, they went so fucking far above and beyond. They did so well. To have the mounted Khajiit skulls here? Holy shit. And I love as well, like we had mentioned, and like I said, maybe I'm off base and incorrect about this, about the origins of Skooma specifically, but this is like such a beautiful way, I think, to write the Kamana Tong here that is, in truth, aligned with how they are in the core game, right? They're sampling their own product, right? They're fucked up assholes. They're sampling their own bullshit and making use of it in this way, right? They can't help but give in to their baser instincts and sample the fucking shit, even though they're trying to run around acting as if they're on this high horse above everybody else and are distributing it in such a way to accomplish certain things, right? They themselves cannot help it, right? At least at this tier of Kamana Tong, you know? I'm sure the like higher ranking officials look down as well on these folks, right? Which is always the case in such like bigoted fucking fascist groups, is like there's always a bigger fish. They're always going to try to draw a line, you know? They're always going to try to get someone or think less of you in some way, because there's always some other way in which you can achieve like a higher degree of fucking purity of what it means to be, I don't know, in this case, a true fucking Morrowind Dunmer, right? But at the same time, right, like we said, in the core game, they're complete pieces of shit, and their hypocrisy knows no bounds because of the way that they treat as well the native tribes, the native Ashlander Dunmeri, right? They treat them like shit, right? Altogether, they treat them like shit. And true enough, Morrowind is so fucking dope with its world building, wherein, yeah, some of the Ashlanders are fucking maniacs, right? Some of them are fucking lunatics. Not in the way that the Kamana Tong describes and sees them, but they are fucking maniacs. But just as well, right? Like we did in the main quest, we've come into contact with plenty. The vast majority, in fact, have been peaceful, right? At the Ahamusa, at the ones out by that Daedric shrine, you know? We were able to, like, parlay with tons of them. And, have plenty of good times and shit there, right? But, yeah. I love how much they're leveraging the Kamana Tong, and it's making me realize how fucking dope the Kamana Tong were as an antagonistic faction in the core game, and how tragically underutilized they were, right? They're mostly used as background players and world building, you know? The coolest parts of the Kamana Tong are when we were going through the House Lalu shit, and we were like, oh my god, yeah, of course the Kamana Tong plays into this way, and of course this paints them as like massive fucking pieces of shit or huge hypocrites or whatever, or they're just going against their own sort of basis of moral superiority, or I don't know, knowing the way in which the world should be ordered and sort of how that compares to the sixth house and shit like that. This really highlights it, but finally we're able to really get directly a bunch of shit like about them directly. You know, we're able to actually get into the thick of it, right? Even more so than the House Lalu shit where, you know, sure, there's a few rumblings of shit at, like, with Orvis Dren at Dren Plantation and all of that. But it's not quite like this, you know? It's not quite like this. They're building on that foundation set, and they're really fucking running with it, I think. Let's see.
Do you have something to say?
Aberis Vendu?
Outlander, we greet you warmly.
Oh. Nervreen line. Hartvraj the Hard. What's your background?
They call me Hartvraj the Hard, but don't worry, sugar. When I've got my skooma, I'm a very mellow fellow. Hey, that rhymed.
Your trade?
I'm a cat catcher. Let's not beat around the bush about it. I catch escaped slaves for a living.
Abolitionists.
If they had their way, I'd be out of a job. Hell, some of them would probably want to lock me up.
Yeah, I bet there's others who would want to do other things. Alright, man, this is so fucking juicy. Holy fuck. The intrigue, the world, the like, every little piece of this is so good, right? Like, is this like the best shit in all of Andothren? Does the entire city exist just to deliver this fucking whopper killer ass quest arc? Because it fucking feels like it. This is so fucking dope, right? This gives you, assuming how this plays out, assuming we will get to have our power fantasy and like fucking just fuck up the Kamana Tong, right? I want that so bad. This is delivering on the sort of like yeah. What I said is accurate. Delivering on power fantasy. I cannot help but be remembered of playing fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, and there's like a random encounter event where you encounter the fucking clan out in the woods, and you can just fucking gun them down. You can just fuck them up. It's so great. It's great. More games should have shit like that. What a cool power fantasy. All right. I suppose when next we come back, we will continue with this. Very obviously, we're gonna have to go into the further back room in order to uncover more of this and seek out more interesting stuff going on here. Like I said, man, it just keeps getting better. The scariest part is, for me now with the Thieves Guild arc, have they made it too cool? Have they made it too good? How do you possibly deliver on this promise, right? I mean, even if they can't pull off the landing, holy shit, the ride has been incredible. Oh my god, the ride has been immaculately good. All right. Now, of course, if you'd like to stick around, we will be doing, at long last, a little bit of reading. And what are we reading this time? Well, shit, I don't fucking know. I need to check my notebook here. Let's see. Ah. Here we are. Let's read. An Adventurer's End. Which, when I was previewing this book, I can't remember if I loaded over it or not, but when I was opening it, or was it opening it or no, I think I was moving it and making sure, in order to make sure that we had or had not read it. I opened it, and thus I learned a spell, and that spell was Pure Blood. What does it do? Cure common disease on touch. Okay. Wow, it is quite the read. Okay. Sorry, let me take a quick drink here and fucking strap in for this one. All right, apologies. Okay. Adventure's End by Varen Lethir. Magnus Firetongue was a mighty Nord warrior, descended from a long line of Nord warriors. As such, he was predisposed at an early age to a life of adventuring around the frozen north, where he had defeated many fearsome beasts of the Skyrim tundra. He had killed his first snow bear at the age of 14, thus passing his rites of passage and showing his tribe that he was a man. After several years spent in this manner, roving around Skyrim looking for challenges to his might, he had become bored with his homeland, and had yearned to travel farther afield. He had known already where he was going. Years spent listening to his elders about tales of fiery Morrowind and its mysterious dark elf inhabitants had piqued his adventuring curiosity. Oh my god, is this going to be a story about a fucking Nord getting, like, down bad for a fucking dark elf? Is a story as old as time? Is that what this is going to be about? It's wild how the stereotype has gotten to this point where that's the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. He would be the first of his tribe in many generations to journey into this dark country, and there to make his name. Which was how he found himself now, several months later, sitting alone in a dark and dingy tavern in Balmora. He had come to Vardenfell because he found that the mainland of Morrowind had been tamed by years of imperial influence. Only Vardenfell, it seemed, had remained relatively pristine for a warrior to adventure in. He sat in a corner and nursed his weak, dark elven ale, something the locals called sujama, whilst listening for any information that may spill out in drunken conversation. In fact, who was the author of this? Varen Lethir? That strikes me as a very Dunmerry name. In fact, so engrossed was he in eavesdropping, the patrons of the tavern that he failed to notice the cloaked figure approaching his table. He looked up as a shadow fell across him, to find a kindly-looking elf staring down at him with a bemused smile.
"I've not seen you around before," he said. "New to Balmora, are you?"
Magnus sized him up and judged that he could easily defeat this man should trouble arise. "I came in on the last ship to Seydanine, but there was no interest there for an adventurer like me, so I traveled here on one of those damned insects. Worst ride of my life, and I thought the ship from Skyrim was bad. Damn thing nearly threw me off when it moved." The man before him smiled.
"Ah, yes. The Siltstriders can be quite an experience for those new to Morrowind. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Davik Ruthis, a healer from up at the temple. Perhaps I could offer you my expertise for your adventuring here on Vardenfell. I know much about the dangers you are likely to face."
Magnus considered the man before him and measured his words carefully. "Thank you for your kind offer, sir, but I believe I'll be able to handle it myself. Back in Skyrim, I used to wrestle snow wolves with no armor or weapons, and still come out of the fight uninjured. So I doubt there is much to fear from the wildlife here in Morrowind. The man took his bravado without comment, but a slight frown formed on his face.
There are many dangers in Morrowind that you have not faced before, I'm sure. Nyx hounds that hunt in packs, fierce coyotes, and those blighted cliff racers. You would do well to be wary, as even the commonest of creatures here can carry disease. Many fear the blight, but it is a fact that the common diseases can be just as terrible if left untreated. I could offer you my help in these matters if you would like. As a healer, I could teach you simple magic to cure a common disease.
The Nord laughed at the man. I'm a great warrior healer. I fear not your creatures, nor any mere disease. It'll take more than that simple cold to fell me. You teach magic, though. Perhaps you could teach me to increase my strength then. I could always do with being able to carry more.
I'm sorry, Sarah,
said the healer calmly.
As I said, I'm a healer only. My expertise does not extend to other magics. Perhaps you could visit the Mages Guild here in Balmora. They may teach you the spells you seek.
Yes, perhaps I will at that. Thank you, healer. With that, Magnus got to his feet and headed out into the sunlight, strolling toward the Mages Guild Hall. The healer followed him out and trailed him past the guild before continuing on to the temple to continue his work. Magnus stepped out of the entrance to watch him go, and was sure he saw the healer shake his head as he climbed the steps toward the temple. Once inside the Mages Guild, he spoke with the guildmaster, a rather moody-looking dark elf woman, who was directed to a mage who could teach him a spell to fortify his strength. It took most of the afternoon in practice, but eventually he had mastered its workings and felt confident enough to strike out the next day. At dawn, he left Balmora by the north gate, heading towards the imperial settlement of Caldera. As he labored along the path, heaving his heavy pack, he thought he saw glimpses of large creatures moving in the rocks around him, but they never revealed themselves, apparently happy to stalk him from afar. As the day wore on, and he had still not reached Caldera, he sat down to eat the lunch he had bought in Balmora. Bread with slices of thick, salty meat, washed down with more sujama. The attack came from behind him. Two large green beasts that he identified as Nyx hounds by drawings he had seen in a book at the booksellers in Balmora. There were two of them, and he knew they were the beasts that had shadowed him all day, awaiting their opportunity to strike. He just had time to pull the gleaming Nordic longsword from its scabbard when the first Nyx hound leapt at him. He rolled to the side, bringing the sword slashing up into its neck, and the beast crashed to the ground. The second creature did not delay its attack, but charged straight at him, careless of its own life. In one smooth move, he spun around the charge and brought his sword down hard on the animal's back. The Nyx hound was fatally wounded and dropped like a stone, leaving Magnus to finish it with a blow that severed its neck. Just as he thought the danger had gone, he spotted two more beasts coming toward him. The rest of the pack that had hung back to watch and were now joining the fray. Magnus remembered what the mage had taught him the day before, and soon he felt new strength flowing through his muscles. The other Nyx hounds were killed just as easily as the others, but by then, the spell was wilting, and the Nord felt his legs give way. The exhaustion hit him hard, and he lay against his pack, too tired to move. His eyes roved the landscape, looking for more danger, and soon alighted on movement behind a nearby ridge. Soon, however, He saw that there was no real danger, as a strange, small creature ambled over toward him. He believed it to be a scrib. From the description he had been given by an egg miner he had chatted with in the tavern. The scrib approached slowly, cautiously sniffing at the ground before it. It showed little fear as it reached him, but casually began to nibble at the sleeve of his shirt. Feeling some strength returning, he swatted lazily at the creature, knocking it away from him. The animal squealed before thumping its tail into the ground. Again, it came towards him, but this time, it gave him a nasty nip on the arm, enough to draw blood. Angered, he smashed a fist onto its head, dazing the creature, which staggered away from him in obvious pain. Good, he thought to himself. Perhaps that would teach it caution when around humans. He rested further, lounging against his pack. Glancing up into the sky, he saw it was getting late, and the sky was darkening. Where had the time gone, he wondered. There was now no sign of the scrib, but his arm ached and he couldn't seem to muster the strength to get up. His head felt woozy and his thoughts were blurred. All he could focus on were the words of the healer in Balmora.
Common diseases can be just as terrible if left untreated.
The words echoed in his head. Was that it? Was he diseased? If only it heeded the healer. He now regretted his time spent learning the strength spell instead. It could not help him now. Yet the Nyx hounds had never even scratched him. Unless... surely the little scrib could not have done this. As his eyes dimmed and he fell into unconsciousness, his last thought was how he had been brought down by such a pathetic creature. It was a most dishonorable way to die. The healer found his body the next day, surrounded by dead Nyx hounds, whilst on a mission of mercy for the temple. He was not surprised to see the man, and found no amusement in noticing that the only mark on his body was a small scrib bite. As he continued on his way, he could be heard to say only,
"These adventurers, they never learn."
Wow. What a fun little tale, right? I like it. It's very filled with tropes, but I feel like, it's important to have something so iconic and whatnot, right? It doesn't all need to be like high-flying adventures and twists, I like it a lot. And it does flesh out the world a bit more, Okay. Well, I suppose, like I said, when next we come back, we'll check out the back room. We'll see how we can deal with all this Skooma shit going on. And what the fuck else the Kamana Tong is up to. And perhaps how we can fuck them up. Until next time, please take care of each other.